Beatrice the banana has got all of these life stresses going on. Family problems, is moving house, and has got loads of exam stresses going on. And all of a sudden, she's changed her behaviour. Could Beatrice the banana be having thoughts of suicide? Yeah? Could Beatrice the banana not be having thoughts of suicide? Yeah. So what's the next thing that we need to do?
Talk to her.
Talk to her, yeah.
This is exactly the sort of lesson the three dads want to see rolled out across every school in the country.
And it's really important that we ask clearly and directly about thoughts of suicide.
At the moment, all children are taught about mental health as part of their relationship, sex and health education lessons. But crucially, those mandatory lessons don't cover suicide awareness or prevention, and the word suicide is not used, which makes this lesson here at Wirral Grammar pretty unusual.
Though a lot of the time people are worried about asking that question, are you having thoughts of suicide? People think that asking a question so directly might put the thought of suicide in someone's head, but I can assure you that that is 100% a myth.
Watching this lesson today is one of the three dads, Mike Palmer from Sale in Manchester. He lost his daughter Beth to suicide at the beginning of lockdown. She was 17. Joining forces with Andy and Tim, whose daughters also took their own lives, they've been campaigning to get suicide prevention put onto the school curriculum. Last year, walking 600 miles to every UK Parliament and securing almost 160,000 signatures on their online petition.
We need to make it compulsory. We need to set a standard here and keep a standard. You know, many schools will do things off their own back, off their own initiative, but we need to standardise it as well.
Changes in appetite, so could you pass the pen down?
This talk today was being delivered by the Merseyside charity, the Martin Gallier Project. They've been going into schools across the Wirral over the last 2 years and are 100% behind the three dads' proposals.
I think that it needs to happen. There's no two ways about it. Suicide needs to be spoken about, especially when it comes to children and young people, because they need to be given those skills to be able to support each other and support themselves and keep themselves safe and each other safe.
So you all now have an awareness that you didn't have before.
But what do the students here think about the idea of making these lessons mandatory?
I think it's a great idea. I think it's really important to reach out to as many people as possible and make it not so much a grey area but a comfortable environment that everyone can talk about and feel safe talking about.
I think it does put ideas in our heads, but I think it puts positive ideas in our heads. I think it puts in the idea that actually we can talk about it if we need to.
A lot of people think that, oh, it doesn't affect anyone in primary school, you know, children aren't suicidal or they don't struggle with mental health, but I can say with people I've talked to that it is very much still a thing, even when you're younger. So having that, even just like a low level, something they can be taught in primary school, I think will be like a really good change, because as well, the earlier you teach people, the better.
Every school should be talking about suicide, with it being one of the biggest killers of young people under 35. It's important that we break down the stigmas, we talk about what's going on and make it not a taboo subject anymore in school.
Bethy had a whole life ahead of her, and I think if a few things had been different, she would have made a better decision, basically.
This school's now been awarded the first ever Suicide Safer School stamp, with sixth formers here even running a weekly drop-in session for other students. The three dads believe every student in every school should be given the same opportunities to learn these life skills.